I'm going to take Luke through something that I think everybody will find interesting, and I'm steadfast. I'm bringing stuff that is different than what people can say or people see at the pro level. Like, what are we talking about at the younger levels, at the college level and at the high school level? Luke was an all-state quarterback for Warren De La Salle in Michigan, and was a top 15 all-time prestigious honor of being ranked as a top 15 all-time player at Warren De La Salle. And as somebody who coached in the area and coached as the feed at one of the feeder schools, and played home games in their gym, this is like pretty much, it's in the Catholic League in Michigan. It's one of the elite schools, and you're talking about playing against some of the elite talent that you can the most elite talent you can find. He played against Aiden Hutchinson, who's obviously now with the Lions. He played against Sauce Gardner, who played for Martin Luther King, now plays for the Jets, and a number of other guys who went on and played pro ball. I'm going to show you some highlights here where he gets absolutely trucked by Aiden Hutchinson, but throws a 50-yard touchdown pass simultaneously right before getting hit. So, Luke, what I'm going to want you to do here is to talk our listeners through what a week leading up to a game is like. So you have film study, coaches doing breakdown segments. You guys are off in your different categories, quarterbacks over here, linemen, etc., receivers, running backs, and you're going through all the prep from a quarterback perspective at the high school level, at the elite level of the high school game, the best of the very best. Talk to our listeners about what a week of preparation is like off the field, like on your own time, and what it is on the field, on the side, before practice or after practice, with the coach or your position coach, the head coach, assistants, whatever, even players, even receivers, running backs, the best you can. Kind of break it down for our listeners what a week for a elite level high school player is like.
Sure.
leading
So
up leading up before the
yeah,
game.
off the field, in high school, it's a little different than obviously the pros in college and stuff. You're in school all day, and you kind of just have a life. It's weird. You kind of have two separate lives. You want to hang out with your friends and mess around or whatever, and then Friday night there's something that really matters to a lot of people, and there's it's you don't have volunteer coaches. It's coaches' jobs are on the line and things like that. So Friday nights, it's just something that's lingering all week, but you're trying to still be, you still got a little bit of kid in you because you're a high schooler. But as far as preparing for the game goes, I would say the whole film process that you're talking about, and then at the high school level, a big thing is finding identities of the other team. You want to know what they do, because they're gonna try to trick you. They're gonna come out with something that they haven't put on film yet and throw it at you. But at the end of the day, later in the game, third down, big third down, they're gonna want to do what they know, what they've seen work before. They're gonna want to use their best players to do what they do best. They're not gonna come at you with tricks all game. So you want to really lock in on who they are and what they like to do. Um, if they have a really good linebacker that like to send on blitzes on third down, they're not just going to abandon that. Like, you got to be ready for that kind of thing. Um, and then it's getting together with all the different position groups and everything like that. So, like you said, you're by yourself with the quarterbacks, probably before practice, and then you learn, you get coached whatever they want to tell you before practice. You ask questions about what you saw on film, go out to practice with everybody, and it's kind of chaotic at first because say you're putting in a new play. I feel like if I coached, I would do this different, but every level I've been at has been this way. If you're putting in a new play, the offensive line coach puts it in with the O-line. The running backs coach gives it to the running backs. We learn it from the quarterback coach. And then you go out to practice and it kind of try to put it all together. And that it just seems like we should learn it all together at once, but I don't know. But so when you get together with your team, it's just about, as a quarterback, being an extension of the coach. If anybody has any questions, you got to kind of know the answer to it. And even if it's your first time, you ever like watch a movie with somebody and they're asking you questions and you're like, I don't know, it's my first time seeing the movie too. That's
Yeah, I do it
exactly
with
how it
my wife
is.
all the time.
Yeah, like how am I supposed? I've never seen this before either. But you have running backs, linemen, receivers asking you what happens if this guy presses. I'm like, I'm learning this too, dude. But I would assume, and so you got to go back to your coach with not only questions from yourself, but asking questions about everybody so that you have answers. And that's pretty much the week of preparation. And you
So
get as much information as you can to
yeah,
your guys about what nobody studies like the quarterback. So when you're studying with the coach, coming out and just giving that information out to your offensive lineman, this guy does this, telling your receivers, when you're running that post route, really sell the fade because he's gonna bite, and you can snap the post off. Like he bites every time. Like I don't know if my receiver's watching film like that. So in high school, if you're at Alabama, the receiver knows that.
yeah.
But in high school, you're better off just doing it yourself and telling everybody.
So you're let's just say you're coming we won't say it's the first game of the year. Let's just say whatever. You're, a couple 2-3 games into the year, and your games were on Friday night. What would a practice, when would your next practice be? Would it be Monday?
If game's Friday, we would Saturday would be film and like some type of jog, like a jog around the field, something to loosen your body up, or like a really
Light,
like a yoga type thing, like go in the gym, lay on the floor, and do certain things on Saturday,
basically
and
stretching.
then yeah, or I'm wrong. Saturday would be off. That would be Sunday, or I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, but one of the 2 days was off. Um, and then one of the 2 days was film, rewatch the game, and then do that stretching stuff, and then Monday practice. Yeah. So yeah,
And
probably Saturday.
so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday practice to prepare for Friday night game. Am I right?
Yeah,
Okay. How long were the practices generally?
2 hours.
Okay. So you're putting 2 hours in, obviously in practice time. How much as a quarterback were you putting in prep on your own time each day?
Man, I couldn't even tell you because I spent a lot of the school
Film
day.
or otherwise. Maybe you're taking notes, mental, things to just jot down to have fresh in your mind to look at throughout the week.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time during school in the coach's office with the film on the board, or if our coach, I had a really good relationship with our coach too, and he would, he knew my schedule and stuff. He would, get me out of class sometimes, but um,
Oh boy.
if he saw something and he wanted to talk about it, he would call me out of class, and I would sit there for an hour and just listen to, and we would go back and forth about what we should do about this and that. And it usually always ends with, all right, we'll try it today at practice. See ya. Like there's no need. I mean, it's a lot of time just to trial and error it at practice. But,
And so
it's
your time by yourself at night at home to keep you up. Would it keep you up a lot of nights, especially if it was a big game?
yeah, yeah, for sure. If it was a big game and yeah, definitely. Because there's so much to see, and you kind of want to you watching film, you want to find something that nobody else has seen, and you can watch it for hours and not find anything. And also, like I said, you're in high school, so your friends are asking to hang out and stuff, and I'm like, I'm sitting here watching film like I'm getting paid to or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, let's go hang
So
out.
when you were a senior, you were what age? High school senior, you're what age?
17,
All right. So you're
17,
seven.
18 at the end of the year.
Okay. So you're 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
To add on to what you just said, you have the most important position on the field.
Hmm.
You're putting in, probably, with all due respect to everybody else, the most amount of work than
Hmm.
anybody else on the field, because there's
For
just
sure.
more. You have to understand every position. Not every player on the team has to understand every position. You have to know
Right.
defensive player's position, what their tendencies are, what strengths,
Mhm.
weaknesses, vulnerabilities, uh, aside from film, just a standard understanding of what a cornerback does or what certain protection schemes. So as you went through all of that, did it ever occur to you or cross your mind that, hey, I guess when I'm the hero when we do great, I'm the loser when we don't do great, but I'm putting in all of this time and I don't feel like it's appreciated versus what maybe you think you want to be the ultimate and consummate teammate. I understand. But inside, do you ever feel like, man, I'm just doing more and it doesn't feel right?
No, because like you said, I mean, you're doing more, but it's your game, you know? When you're out there, you have
That's
to do
well said.
more. As far as if you want I mean, if you wanna be a receiver, go be a receiver, and you just gotta know your routes, and that's it. Or you wanna be a running back, do it. But if you wanna be a quarterback, that's what it comes with. But then you get to control the whole thing. It's your own little puzzle out there.
Yeah. What's crazy though is I know you in ways that not everybody else knows you because obviously we spent an ungodly amount of time together over I don't know how long it was, but a while. But
Yeah,
you're not built. You're very you're more like a type B personality. You're more introverted instead of extroverted. You're not, I mean, you had your moments and you get fired up and things like
yeah,
that, but you're not this rah guy walking around. Anybody who's
right.
watching this right now can see that. So you know that all eyes are on you. You know that make a great play, you're the man. Make a poor play or throw a
Mhm.
pick or something like that, or fumbles, strip sack fumble going the other way, or a key turnover at a certain point, you're not the man. Like, how does a guy who is in, let's say, like Kyler Murray. I'm not saying you're Kyler Murray, but he's a very
Right.
laid back guy, right? Joe Burrow, he's got some fire to him. Anybody who watched the quarterback special, and I don't know, did you see it yet?
Not all of it yet, no, I gotta be
He's just a
no,
different he's a different cat, and he's just a really
bro.
he's a little bit of a complex guy. He's laid back. He's not your fiery type of guy like some, and you're not that fiery type of guy. So
Right.
you just said it's your game. How does a guy like you with a type B personality that, kind of knows his lane become a quarterback and it's all on you? Like like how do you resolve that in your mind?
Yeah, every coach I've ever had has told me that they love that and that it's, like, their favorite and least favorite thing about me is 'cause you don't know if it's the first play of the game or 30 seconds left, we're down 4. I'm kinda just even keel, and
Emotional
that's
balance.
right. It's not like I'm gonna lose my cool or anything like that, and people you find yourself in that position. People wanna follow you. People want to, you know, do I wanna win at the end of the day, and everybody knows that nothing else really matters except winning, so and I'm not scared to put in the work, so you're gonna be even keeled, you're gonna put in the work, and nothing matters except winning, so people are just naturally gonna follow, and yeah, I mean, I have it in me to tell people off or get on people, and that comes out sometimes, but
You never did,
for the
at
most part,
least not in front of me. You when I was coaching you, I never saw that side of you. But I also
yeah,
understand when you went into high school and then into college, there had to be moments on the side where
for sure.
you kinda stuck it to somebody pretty good and said, "Listen, man, we can't have that. And I need more from you," or whatever it was, and you didn't do it with a I doubt you did it with a, soft tone. There was
Right,
probably another side that came out of you, is that right?
100%, and it goes both ways too, or if somebody's, you know, they they're crying or they messed up and you gotta bring them back up, you can't really nobody wants to hear, "You're okay, man." You gotta kind of fire them up a little bit. You gotta get them going. Yeah, you know. So
Were
I
you
don't know. You just got to know when to use it.
were you conscious of this? Was this a conscious choice on when to like the equalizer when you see the stereo sound go up and down? Were you conscious of this as the quarterback wearing the C as the leader of the team? Were you intentional about trying to get fired up at certain times and trying to stay level and even keel at other times?
I don't think so. I think I wouldn't think about it. I just
Okay, it just
it's kind of
happened.
a natural thing. Yeah. Except like certain going into a game or something like that, you got so I'm riding on the bus to the game and they got the big boombox speaker. Everyone's yelling, shouting, drinking straight pre-workout, the powder, and just like going crazy.
Jesus.
And I have to remove myself, put on my own headphones, put on some like Bruno Mars or something, and be so calm because like I have I'm not. These guys are. We're getting there. They're getting out of the bus and running to take somebody's head off on kickoff. I'm not.
It's
I
a
got to
different,
think through
yeah.
every play. I got to think. I got to have my head. I can't be, you know. So yeah, I was in those situations. Yeah, I would choose to be super, or in the locker room, everyone jumping around, pushing each other and stuff. I wasn't there. I was away in my own little world, thinking through because you put in so much time you study so much that you have so much to think about too. So I'm thinking, you know, I don't know. And then you're reliving moments and stuff like that, or not reliving, but projecting
You're
moments or
yeah,
whatever it's
you're
called.
replaying it, visualizing.
Yeah, putting
So
yourself in a position that you might find yourself in, and that really kills the nerves too. I don't know